In the next 35 years, we'll have to produce more food than all of the world's production combined over the last 2000. So what will the farms of the future look like? Well, they're unlikely to look like this just yet, but many of the sci-fi looking elements are already on the way. Take automation. These concept robots are being designed to autonomously scout, sense and treat invasive pests and pathogens with micro amounts of herbicide or pesticide, vastly reducing the costs and environmental impacts associated with these chemicals. This is known as precision farming, and see here how the lasers on this tractor can detect the presence of weed to only treat affected areas. And this is the Ladybird rover, a working solar-powered prototype that conducts autonomous farm surveillance, mapping and weed detection. Drones are also tipped to play a big role in the farms of the future, like this octocopter at Rothamsted Research. This BBSRC funded demonstrator technology could help the farmers of the future measure growth and biomass and detect stresses to crops from pathogens or lacks of nutrients or water. Other researchers are already using them for surveillance, sowing seeds and even to find or herd farm animals, as you can see here. Vehicles like these utilise the latest advanced sensors, and the farms of the future will be packed with them. Multi and hyperspectral cameras, for example, can see problems that the human eye just can't and want 24 hours a day, feeding data back to shared cloud services for analysis and action. And it doesn't have to cost a fortune. Even now, a lot of this data can be gathered, calculated or uploaded by smartphone upgrades and apps, meaning the benefits can be cost effective and realised quickly in developing countries too. Tomorrow's global farms will therefore be key users of the Internet of Things, whereby vehicles and equipment can use GPS and Wi-Fi to talk to each other, connect with weather and pest forecasts. As for the farms themselves, the future farms might not all be on the ground, but under it instead, or integrated with factories, businesses and harnessing local energies and opportunities. The farms of the future will also make use of data from large-scale experiments, such as the BBSRC funded Northwick Farm platform and the Scanalyzer. Then there is the National Plant Phenomics Centre, also funded by BBSRC. To feed the planet in an increasingly globalised food system and in the face of climate change and extreme weather, we'll need elements of all this amazing technology and more. BBSRC funded researchers are working with partners and collaborators across the world to realise this vision.
The biggest shark to have ever lived is a megalodon. Its name comes from the Greek word meaning big tooth. This mega shark is regarded as one of the largest and most powerful apex predators in the history of our planet. Having been extinct for millions of years, the megalodon has influenced pop culture as photos and drawings of this legendary shark continue to appear all over the web, with some websites and blogs dedicated to it. Fossils indicate that the megalodon reached lengths of almost 70 feet, 20 meters long, and was much wider and stockier than your typical great white shark, and is believed to have weighed almost 100 tons. Blue whales being slightly bigger and can weigh over 100 tons. The teeth of the megalodon are gigantic, some found to be over 7 inches long. These tooth fossils have been discovered all over the world, and at one point were believed to be petrified tongues of dragons and snakes. The bite of the megalodon is the creature's most impressive feature, as scientists estimate its chomp to have created up to 18 tons of force. Compare that to a great white's bite, which is less than 2 tons of force. With that kind of biting pressure, the megalodon can crush a whale's skull as easily as a human child would bite into a grape, making it the most powerful bite of any creature in history. The megalodon's closest living relative is the great white shark, and although there's some similarities, their hunting patterns prove to be different. Great white sharks tend to attack the underbelly or soft spot of their victims for a quick kill, as a megalodon was believed to use its biting force to rip off the fins of large fish before going in for the final kill. A sea monster as deadly and powerful as a megalodon dominated the ocean for millions of years. However, no one knows exactly why it became extinct. Could it be because of global warming or a lack of food sources? Or is it possible they still exist, somewhere beyond our reach, deep within the ocean depths?